Hi, I'm State Senator Terri Bonoff, talking to you from the Capitol. Well, we had a very long night yesterday and last night. We spent about 8 hours on the E-12 Education Omnibus Bill and then moved from that to the Health and Human Services Bill. And I want to share with you, my readers, that I spoke about you on the floor yesterday because as I looked at all the provisions in the education bill, many of the things were things I didn't support, and there were amendments offered to either change them or take them out, and so I voted for each and every amendment based on how I felt and what I thought. And then at the end of the day, I had to decide, was I going to vote for this bill? And so I stood up on the Senate floor and I said, you know, I've been discussing this with my constituents over the past couple weeks, and I have heard a common theme, not just from one or two, but maybe 20 or 30. And here's what they say. They say, why are you doing omnibus bills? It doesn't give you room to make sure that each and everything you pass is something that you're for and in the best interest of the state. And so I acknowledge to the members that it would be very difficult when you're trying to tackle a huge part of the state budget to do it on a bill-by-bill basis, but I challenge them to say that this process isn't really the best way to do it. And then I proceeded to say how proud I was that finally we are making a significant investment in pre-K scholarships. I started working on that in 2006, and in 2007 I worked on it. And then in 2008 we got $4 million hidden away in the Health and Human Services bill because the House Education Group didn't support it, to do a pilot for pre-K scholarships. We said we would pilot it in 4 areas, and one of them was in Wayzata. And so a big thank you to Wayzata, the Caring for Kids initiative, whereby you've been doing these early childhood scholarships and you've shown just how effective they are. And so because of those successful pilots, this time the governor fully funded those scholarships, the House did and the Senate did, and I didn't even hear an amendment to take it out. So, you know, with that was very important to me. I was leaning towards supporting the bill. In addition, the Senate and House funded all-day K, which, to be honest, I haven't been a big supporter of because I think that money would be better targeted to preschool, to 3- and 4-year-old programming. But to that end, I was successful in working with Susan Kent, and we put an amendment on that did give the districts flexibility with regard to all-day K spending. They could, in fact, use that for 3- and 4-year-old programming. So that, combined with seeing that our districts actually were better off financially with our bill than without it, although I still have to tell you that this Gen Ed levy proposal is something I strongly oppose, and I hope that we don't see it as it comes back from conference because it's using $150 million of our resources to buy down our levies and return that money to our property owners. And while everybody loves tax relief, to me that wasn't the best use of our resources in an E-12 bill, as well as we're raising other taxes as proposed, to then use, you know, those tax dollars to offer property relief seems a little backwards to me, as I've mentioned. So I'll have my chance to vote on that in the tax bill, and that will be the place that, while I'll support some provisions in the tax bill, such as the Mayo Clinic expansion and the Amazon e-fairness provision, at the end of the day I won't support the tax bill. So you'll see, you know, sometimes I'll be a yes and sometimes I'll be a no, but, you know, all I can do is keep saying that we ought to have a different process. And if you want to know more about the Health and Human Services bill, which is equally important, if not more, in terms of its growing importance to the state budget, do read the update. Thanks very much. Have a great weekend.